I wrote Thar Be Four for our 4th anniversary, though I don't think I ever shared this with Catalina. It's kind of a weird one. I thought I'd slip it in here on the 4th day of April to keep with the theme. This poem is similar to Irish for More, which I shared earlier this year. It's a poem read in an accent, a pirate's accent. There are many pirate allusions, and it's meant to be a pretty silly thing filled with imagery and double entendres. But at the heart, it's also a serious poem. It's a story that tells of me, a little fish in a big pond, finding Catalina. I obviously don't think this was luck or coincidence, but it is amazing when you think of the scope of things. But when we were 4 years into our marriage, I thought about what time would do to the treasure of our relationship. This amazing treasure we had, us, was something that time had buried. When something gets buried by time, it loses its luster in the mind, just as one's memory of a buried treasure's beauty and location dulls with time as well. At least, that's what I imagined burying treasure would be like. It seems like the reason people made treasure maps. Never done it, though. All relationships experience the loss of luster as they grow farther and farther from their inception. I wondered to myself, what would time do to our beautiful relationship? I concluded that our treasure may have seasons in which it seemed faded. But it was safe because it had already weathered time. 4 years seemed like it had established our relationship. Right. But my true assurance came because I knew where our treasure was buried, in the safest place it could be, in 2 hearts brought together and sustained by Almighty God. The vows on our wedding day that acknowledged our commitment and our God were more than just simple words we said to each other. They are our treasure map, assuring us that no matter how deep our treasure is buried or how faded it may be in our memory, we can always get back to the heart of the island where it is buried. So here it is, Thar Be Four.
When I embarked on me maiden voyage in search of the finest booty there be, I left the small lands and ponds of me birth to join all the fish in the great 7 seas. But after the years of traversing the seas, navigating by stars and sextants, it seemed like the doldrums rounded me sails, making movement and thus hope non-extant. But then I spied land with me monocular glass, shouting ahoy to my first mate. Anchors away, landing party to bay, and all mutineers walk off the plank. I scuttled to shore, a landlubber with sea legs. What a sight that must have been. I searched for a place to bury me treasure until I found the heart of the island. Now with treasure long buried deep in the earth and time many a man's memory erased, I remember as sharply as the hook on me hand that marvelous, wonderful place. I'm sure that erosion has weathered the beaches and shallowed reef become shipwrecker of lore, but I know that me treasure, she's buried in safe for the years she's long weathered Thar Be Four.